Today, we have to remember the person, the creator of Upstairs, Downstairs, who was not merely the the um, the maid, but rather she resided in life and legacy in the grand stairwell of British popular drama. Jean Marsh, OBE. She's died at the age of 90. She was not just the co-creator and the luminous star of Upstairs Downstairs, though that would be sufficient for most of us to collapse into pleasant obscurity. She she was a polymath of performance, a craftsman of character, quiet but formidable architect of modern television period drama or popular entertainment. She began life modestly, born Jean Lindsay Torren Marsh in Stoke Newington, where her mother worked in a bar and doubled as a theatre dresser, and her father laboured as a handyman and printer's assistant. The Blitz boomed overhead, and it was the stage that lit her inner world. As her childhood illnesses, she took to dance and mime therapy, though one might suggest the British stage as a whole received greater healing from that decision. Her earliest appearances read like a potted history of 20th century television: The Twilight Zone, Dangerman, Hawaii Five-O, Doctor Who. Indeed, she was the very first female space agent in British sci-fi, playing Sarah Kingdom in the Daleks' master plan, a steely and tragically short-lived companion to William Hartnell's First Doctor. But it was in March in 1971 that Marsh, along with her friend Dame Eileen Atkins, birthed something astonishing: Upstairs, Downstairs, forged in the south of France in a holiday house with the heady scent of Gauloise and class resentment in the air. The show became a television phenomenon. It depicted Edwardian life in a Belgravia townhouse, oscillating between gilded privilege above stairs and sweat-drenched labour below. This was Downton Abbey before Downton Abbey, and as Rose Buck, the head parlourmaid with both gravitas and glint, Marsh didn't simply perform the class system, she interpreted it. Her Emmy-winning portrayal remains one of the most compelling explorations of dignity within domestic service ever broadcast. To American audiences, as well as to British, she was the elegant paragon of British restraint. To British audiences, she was both mirror and memory, channeling a nation's not-so-distant past through a single arched eyebrow or the way she folded a napkin. And let's not forget, Upstairs, Downstairs scooped Emmys, a Peabody. It shaped a genre that would, for decades later, produce Downton Abbey. But Marsh, to her credit, never created, never coasted on nostalgia. She reprised the role of Rose in the BBC's 2010 revival, but she was the only member of the cast to return. Her presence a quiet benediction of a new generation's efforts, but her corpus is magnificent. Her film work includes roles in Hitchcock's Frenzy in 1972, where she conveys terror with unnerving precision. The Eagle Has Landed, 1976, where war drama met star charisma. Return to Oz, she was terrifying in 1985, a cult classic in which her dual performance as Nurse Wilson and the malevolent Mombi evoked childhood trauma on in two places. Willow, 1988, where she chewed through fantasy scenery as the splendidly evil Queen Bavmorda. Yet she was no mere ornament in these productions. In every single one, she was the axis around which madness, memory, or majesty turned. And she could be seen trading lines with Olivier, brushing up against Judi Dench, or turning up deliciously deadpan in Murder, She Wrote. In 1991, she co-created The House of Eliot with Atkins once again, giving a feminist-flavoured fashion drama in 1920s London that reminds us that Marsh was not only a practitioner of period, but a prophetess of women's inner lives. And off-screen, she was famously reserved, but she was married to Doctor Who's John Pertwee, but which is astonishing even in itself. her life remained populated with fellow artists. Albert Finney, Sir Michael Lindsay Hogg, who called her wise and funny, very pretty and kind, empathetic and loved. A daily phone call companion for 4 decades, a feat, dare I say, much rarer than any TV award. She was made an OBE in 2012 for services to drama, but honours seem almost beside the point. Jean Marsh's real legacy is in the lives she animated, the genre she revolutionised, the generations of actors, especially working class women, who now stride confidently across television screens because of the way she paved that process with polish and purpose. And as Rose Buck once said, there are those born to rule, there are those born to serve, but Jean Marsh showed us that the most powerful position is neither, but rather those born to write the rule book itself.